Breaking news that's shaking up the financial world today. The halls of Congress have just witnessed a historic moment as lawmakers have approved a massive $5,000 stimulus package, specifically targeting American seniors and qualifying citizens. But here's what's even more remarkable: eligible recipients could see these funds hit their accounts in just 44 hours. I'm about to break down everything you need to know about this game-changing stimulus package, including the surprising eligibility requirements that could affect millions of Americans. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'll reveal some critical details that mainstream media isn't talking about. And trust me, you won't want to miss this information that could put thousands of dollars in your pocket. Before we dive deep into these crucial details, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Let's address the burning question on everyone's mind: what makes this stimulus package different from previous ones? Unlike earlier stimulus measures, this newly approved package has been specifically designed to address the mounting financial pressures facing senior citizens and qualifying Americans during these challenging economic times. With inflation still affecting everyday expenses and healthcare costs continuing to rise, this targeted approach aims to provide meaningful relief where it's needed most. You might be wondering, why the urgency with the 44-hour deposit timeline? This accelerated distribution process represents a significant shift in how government aid is typically delivered. The Treasury Department has implemented new digital infrastructure and streamlined verification processes to ensure that eligible recipients receive their funds as quickly as possible. This isn't just another slow-moving government program. It's been designed for rapid deployment to address immediate financial needs. But here's where things get interesting: the eligibility requirements for this stimulus package have some unexpected twists that could surprise many viewers. While age is certainly a factor, it's not the only determining criterion. The program takes into account various life circumstances and financial indicators that could qualify you for these funds, even if you don't fall into the traditional senior citizen category. Let's talk about the income thresholds, which have been carefully calibrated to ensure the aid reaches those who need it most. For single filers, the adjusted gross income limit has been set at a level that encompasses a broader range of Americans than previous stimulus programs. Married couples filing jointly will find different thresholds that could make this stimulus accessible to a larger portion of households than initially expected. Now, here's something crucial that many people don't realize: this stimulus package includes special provisions for caregivers and dependents. If you're supporting elderly parents or adult children with disabilities, these circumstances could actually enhance your eligibility and potentially increase the amount you receive. This represents a significant shift in how stimulus aid is being distributed, acknowledging the complex financial responsibilities many Americans shoulder. The application process has been streamlined significantly, but there are some critical steps you can't afford to miss. First and foremost, ensuring your information is up to date with the IRS is essential. This includes your current mailing address, banking information for direct deposit, and any changes in your household composition that could affect your eligibility. Here's a detail that's flying under the radar: the stimulus package includes provisions for retroactive payments in certain situations. If you've experienced significant financial hardship or medical expenses in the past year, you might be eligible for additional support beyond the base stimulus amount. This is particularly relevant for seniors who have faced unexpected healthcare costs or those who have had to make difficult choices between medical care and other essential expenses. Speaking of healthcare, let's discuss how this stimulus package intersects with Medicare and Social Security benefits. Many viewers have expressed concern about whether accepting this stimulus payment could affect their existing benefits. I can definitively say that this stimulus payment will not impact your regular Social Security payments or Medicare coverage. In fact, it's been specifically designed to complement these programs and provide additional support. The timing of this stimulus package is particularly significant given the current economic landscape. With market volatility and ongoing inflation concerns, this injection of funds could provide crucial financial stability for millions of Americans. But here's what makes this different from previous stimulus measures: it's part of a broader economic strategy that includes provisions for future aid if certain economic indicators trigger additional support. Let's address some of the questions that have been flooding my inbox. Many viewers have asked about the verification process and what documentation they might need to have ready. While the system has been streamlined, having certain documents easily accessible can help ensure a smooth process. This includes your most recent tax returns, Social Security statements, and any documentation related to disability claims or dependent care. Another frequently asked question concerns the taxation of these stimulus payments. The good news is that these payments are structured as tax-free assistance, similar to previous stimulus programs. However, there are some important considerations regarding how this might interact with other forms of government assistance or tax credits you might be eligible for in the coming year. The distribution process itself deserves special attention. The 44-hour timeline for deposits applies to those who have direct deposit information on file with the IRS. If you're wondering why this specific timeframe was chosen, it relates to the new digital processing system being implemented. This system allows for rapid verification and distribution while maintaining security protocols to prevent fraud. For those who prefer paper checks or haven't provided direct deposit information, there's a slightly different timeline to be aware of. Physical checks will be mailed out in waves, with priority given to lower-income recipients and those in areas with higher costs of living. This systematic approach helps ensure that aid reaches those in most urgent need first. Let's talk about some of the less obvious benefits included in this package. Beyond the direct payment, there are provisions for emergency healthcare coverage and prescription drug assistance. These additional benefits could provide significant value beyond the $5,000 payment itself, particularly for seniors facing high medication costs or unexpected medical expenses. One aspect that's particularly noteworthy is the inclusion of financial counseling services as part of this stimulus package. Recipients will have access to certified financial advisors who can provide guidance on making the most of these funds, whether that means paying down debt, covering essential expenses, or creating an emergency savings buffer. The impact of this stimulus package on local economies can't be overlooked. When seniors and eligible recipients receive these funds, the spending typically occurs within their local communities. This creates a multiplier effect that benefits local businesses, service providers, and the broader economic ecosystem. It's a prime example of how targeted economic aid can have ripple effects throughout the economy. Now, let's address some concerns about fraud prevention. The rapid distribution timeline doesn't mean security has been compromised. In fact, new artificial intelligence and blockchain-based verification systems are being employed to ensure that payments reach legitimate recipients while preventing fraudulent claims. This represents a significant advancement in how government aid is distributed. For those wondering about appeal processes, yes, there are provisions for appeals if your initial application is denied. The system includes a streamlined review process that allows for quick resolution of disputes or clarification of eligibility issues. This is particularly important for those whose circumstances might have changed recently or whose situations might not fit neatly into standard eligibility categories. As we wrap up this detailed overview of the $5,000 stimulus package, remember that staying informed and prepared is key to accessing these funds efficiently. The 44-hour deposit timeline represents an unprecedented speed in government aid distribution, but it's important to understand all aspects of the program to ensure you can benefit fully if you're eligible. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to stay updated on any changes or additional details about this stimulus package. Share this video with friends and family who might be eligible. You could help them access these crucial funds. Drop your questions in the comments below, and I'll do my best to address them in upcoming videos. Remember, knowledge is power, especially when it comes to accessing financial aid that could make a significant difference in your life.